Hey everybody, John Scaba here from the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about Chapter 7 bankruptcy and specifically what happens at the 341 meeting of creditors. But if this is your first time here to my YouTube channel, please click subscribe, check on that little bell, that way you'll be notified each and every week as I put out new videos that'll help you deal with your serious debt problem. This is a video really for those who are contemplating Chapter 7 bankruptcy or who may even be in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and they're really concerned because the 341 meeting of creditors is coming up. Now, in each Chapter 7 bankruptcy, there's really one time when you have to go to court. And I can tell you this, I'm recording this video in 2022. Things are significantly different post-COVID-19 than they were prior to COVID-19. Before COVID-19, the meeting of creditors was held at the courthouse. We all literally had to go down to the courthouse and we met there with a bankruptcy trustee. Now, I know when we say meeting of creditors, probably everybody has in their mind this big council room, this big round table, and all your creditors are going to gather around and just berate you about why you're filing for bankruptcy. Nothing could be further from the truth. The typical Chapter 7 meeting of creditors is usually about a 5-minute meeting, and usually the only people who are really involved are you, your bankruptcy attorney, and the bankruptcy trustee. Now, post-COVID-19, these meetings are typically done now in a telephonic conference, or some trustees use a Zoom conference. The United States trustee, who's over all of the trustees in the United States, they have said that they are permanently going to a virtual meeting of creditors, and that eventually these will all be on some type of Zoom platform, which is a really good thing for you, for your attorney, because I was having clients before when we had to go down to the courthouse. They were having to take a full day or a half day off work just so they could drive down to the courthouse, go there, meet with the trustee and their attorney, and then it was over in 3 minutes and they're looking at me like, why did we have to do that? So this is a welcome change in the bankruptcy process. Now, sometimes this meeting is called the 341 meeting. That just refers to the section of the bankruptcy code that authorizes this meeting. So section 341 of the bankruptcy code. And also, typically, like I said, creditors are not present. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I can probably count on one hand how many times a creditor has actually appeared. And the reason is most large creditors, credit card companies, things like that, they know, one, that they don't have a lot of time. The trustees do these things very quickly. They usually schedule 5 to 6 cases every 30 minutes. And so there's not a lot of time to ask questions. They also know that if they do have questions, they can always ask them at a later date through your attorney, or they can even set up a deposition called a 2004 exam, which are also not very common. So that the meeting of creditors itself, when it's your turn, they will put you under oath. They're going to ask you a series of questions. They're going to ask you if you reviewed your bankruptcy documents prior to filing them with the court, if the information in there is correct to the best of your knowledge. They're going to ask you if you have filed bankruptcy at any time in the prior 8 years. They're also going to ask you if you've lived in your particular state for at least 2 years. So I practice in the state of Arizona. They'll ask you if you lived in the state of Arizona for at least 2 years. If you haven't, that's okay. It just influences the types of exemptions that we can use in your bankruptcy case. And then if they have anything specific about your case, about assets or transactions that they want to ask you, they'll bring them up at that point. Sometimes they'll also ask for additional documentation, and they'll give us a week or two to be able to provide that to the bankruptcy trustee. So the important thing to know is, I always tell people, don't worry about it. And they say, yeah, that's easy for you to say. But almost universally, when we get done with that, people express to me, I shouldn't have worried about that so much. It's a relatively straightforward process. If you don't know answers to questions, it's okay to say, I don't know, or we need to get additional information, and the trustees will generally allow us additional time to do that. So I hope that helps you. I hope that alleviates some concerns about the meeting of creditors. If you're in the state of Arizona and you're contemplating bankruptcy, I'm happy to meet with you, put together a plan, and offer a free consultation to determine if it's the best choice for your financial situation. Thanks for watching today.